overclocking, and why do some people go to the extent of buying an expensive aftermarket CPU cooler or a GPU water block just for the sake of it? Well, you're about to find out. To simply put it, overclocking is bumping up the speed of your component to make it run faster. Now, if you are satisfied with that answer, it's okay to close the tab now and open your Facebook account and start browsing your newsfeed. But if you aren't, then listen further. Though the number one advantage of overclocking is your performance boost, but it comes with a hefty price. You need to have a better CPU cooler because as you bump up the speed on your CPU, it will produce more heat. The stock heatsink that comes with your CPU just won't cut it, and some extreme overclockers would go to the extremes and start building their own custom loop liquid cooling. There is a lot of factors you need to consider before going into overclocking. As I have mentioned before, you need to have a better CPU cooler to cool down your CPU, and another thing that you might want to consider is that you have to have an overclocking motherboard. Now, you can overclock with a basic motherboard, but that won't cut it as well. Overclocking motherboards tend to have better cooling due to the fact that your CPU tends to get very hot in your CPU socket because of the fact that it is asking for more voltage. Going on with another factor to consider is your power supply. Never cheap out on your power supply, especially when you are overclocking. Also, never cheap out on your power supply even if you are building a simple PC. A quality power supply would make your system run longer and overall give you a better overclocking headroom. So never cheap out on your power supply if you plan to overclock, or else you might just want to start picking parts on the internet and start building your own PC because you're just basically building a time bomb. So what is the main benefit of overclocking? And that brings me again to my first point, which is performance. Your CPU would perform better on games like Civilization 5, Witcher 3, and any CPU-bound and CPU-intensive games. It would also help a whole lot in content creation like video editing or 3D modeling or anything of the like. So to sum it all up, should you overclock? If you're a heavy gamer or a heavy content creator, then definitely you should invest in overclocking. But if you're just a light gamer that is satisfied with the CPU's performance and just edit simple videos, just cut and paste, then you might want to reconsider on overclocking. So that is it for this video. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't, and don't forget to hit subscribe.